talk to you today about your imperfections, right? Those little things that you don't think you can show the world because we told you you can't. We told you somewhere along the road that those little quirks represented weaknesses, right? That those little problems, those little things that are not a good part of your brand, they weaken you, they deteriorate you. Guys, they give you accountability. They give you vulnerability. They give you openness, right? This is something that has been on my mind for a long time, right? When we talk about storytellers and telling stories, people often talk about, well, make sure you're in the right light, make sure you're in this, make sure you're in that, make sure everything's set up perfectly. And the reality is nothing's going to be set up perfectly. Nothing's ever going to be set up perfectly. Your imperfections, the struggles that you fought with, all those tiny little eccentricities of your, they're all going to be there. Every last one of them is there. Every single little quirk you have is part of you. Now, this doesn't show itself any better as an illustration than, for example, in the struggle we have with society is mental health, right? When we talk about mental health in society, we stigmatize this all the time. And I know people, I myself was one of them, who didn't talk about their struggles with mental health issues because I was afraid of what would be put out. Right? I was afraid of what the result would be because my mental health doesn't make a convenient Instagram. My mental health doesn't do well on Facebook or on LinkedIn. But it's part of me. It's part of me understanding that that's a part of my story and it fits into the narrative. Now, that's not the entire story. I'm not a broken individual who has to lay in the corner all day. And there's nothing wrong if I was. But the reality is that doesn't become the part that gets edited and left on the cutting room floor so that I can become Superman. Because there's no such thing as Superman and there's no such thing as super you in your story. Guys, hero and villain. You are one in every story. And in point of fact, in some stories, you're neither. You're actually a side character, right? You don't have to be the hero in everybody's story. You just have to be authentic to who you are. Being you counts for everything. Being authentic is so vitally important. When we're telling stories now, human beings can tell when you're lying. We know when you're hiding stuff. I know my friends who are out popping bottles and hanging with models, to give my friend Biz a good quote there. They're not. Things are hard. It's okay for things to be hard. It's okay for you to struggle. It's okay for you to triumph over struggle, and it's okay for you to make a fall back in it. So I'm back doing videos now, and I wanted to decide what was going to be the big kickoff video, and this is it. Be you. Be screwed up. Be imperfect. Have that problem. Right? Have something uniquely you and let that guilty pleasure song or that show that you watch that you wish nobody knew be out there, because that's how this works. Authenticity works because you are authentic, because you are true to who you are, not because you're perfect. Perfection doesn't work because it doesn't exist. And the more time you spend trying to convince me you're perfect, well, frankly, the more time you're spending trying to lie to me. And it's not a particularly convincing lie. So stop. And just be you. I love the screwed up little you. In fact, I love screwed up little you. I'm going to tell you something. I adore the 2 seasons of Flavor of Love. There's my quirk. You got to love me anyway. Make you a deal. You love my quirk, and I'll love yours. But irregardless, every time you're telling your story, be you. 100% authentic, 100% true. No worries at all. Just be who you are. Quirks and all. Everybody's got baggage. Everybody's beautiful. Business, individual, or otherwise. Own who you are.